I would like to begin by addressing the heinous attack on the United States Capitol. Like all Americans, I am outraged by the violence, lawlessness, and mayhem. I immediately deployed the National Guard and federal law enforcement to secure the building and expel the intruders. America is and must always be a nation of law and order. The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defiled the seat of American democracy. To those who engaged in the acts of violence and destruction, you do not represent our country. And to those who broke the law, you will pay. We have just been through an intense election and emotions are high, but now tempers must be cooled and calm restored. We must get on with the business of America. My campaign vigorously pursued every legal avenue to contest the election results. My only goal was to ensure the integrity of the vote. In so doing, I was fighting to defend American democracy. I continue to strongly believe that we must reform our election laws to verify the identity and eligibility of all voters and to ensure faith and confidence in all future elections. Now Congress has certified the results. A new administration will be inaugurated on January 20th. My focus now turns to ensuring a smooth, orderly, and seamless transition of power. This moment calls for healing and reconciliation. 2020 has been a challenging time for our people. A menacing pandemic has upended the lives of our citizens, isolated millions in their homes, damaged our countless lives. Defeating this pandemic and rebuilding the greatest economy on earth will require all of us working, will require a renewed emphasis on the civic values of patriotism, faith, charity, community, and family. We must revitalize the sacred bonds of love and loyalty that bind us together as one nation. To the citizens of our country, serving as your president has been the honor of my lifetime. And to all of my wonderful supporters, I know you are disappointed, but I also want you to know that our incredible journey is only just beginning. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
That was Donald J. Trump on Thursday, January 7th, 2021, with a new video that just came out about 15 minutes ago. It was about 2 minutes, 41 seconds long. He explained that he denounced the ones that were storming the Capitol or that committed crimes on that and said they would be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. He said there would be an orderly transition coming up on January 20th, condemned that, told his supporters, I know you're disappointed in what's going on, but we've only just begun to fight on this. So that was a pretty conciliatory speech, I think, from Trump on what's going on. What do you think of that? Oh, you don't have your of that. No, it was a pretty conciliatory speech of that, probably from a lot of the talk that was going on at the that, and there's been, Chuck Schumer said they should use the 25th Amendment to remove Trump going on, and a lot of things that the 25th Amendment, and we'll get into it on IE Newswire here in a little bit. The 25th Amendment was mainly if somebody has a medical condition or something. I don't think it was meant for removing a president. They have an impeachment process, which Congress can do, and I don't know what it would. They would have to really hurry up. I guess they could do it really fast if they so felt or they thought they could get an impeachment by majority of the House and 2/3 of the Senate to remove Trump before January 20th. But I think that probably precipitated the this coming out that Trump did. It was not a concession speech, or he did not officially concede, but it sounded as close as you're probably going to get from Trump of that. He said, I think he's not giving, sounded to me like he's not for America and all that stuff. But I think he's pretty much come to the realization now he's going to be stepping out of the president's office on January 20th at noon, and Joe Biden will take over. So we're...
Dun, dun, dun.
So what do you think?
I hope that it will shut people up with them being upset that he didn't do enough during the riots. I think that he probably was doing something, but they just didn't see it, so they were giving every reason. How the hell did he end up on Twitter, though? They blocked him. They took him down from everything.
You'll have to ask Jack Dorsey and the crew over there at Twitter.
See but that irritates me more, because if you're going to remove him and make this whole stink about it, remove him. Don't put him back on there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Don't ask to explain the whole. Well, other than the control part of it, which is that, and we'll get into it maybe a little bit more on the show when we come on live at 5 on iNewsWire. But yeah, I don't want anyone censoring the remarks of any of our elected officials, much less the President of the United States.
Unless it's completely inappropriate, but I mean, they wouldn't be doing that.
I would even disagree in that. If it's completely inappropriate, then
like sexual with like young children is what I'm getting at there.
Well, if it's completely inappropriate, then they should. That's what the impeachment process is from the Congress and House. If he's doing something that's out of shape, and that's why constitutionally, that's why the founding fathers put that in there, and that's why you can't prosecute. And they went through law court. You can't prosecute a sitting president. The Congress has to remove the president. Then he becomes a private citizen. Then he's subjected to prosecution. Could you imagine if the president was you had the ability to sue the sitting president, especially in our litigious society today? All he would be doing, all our government would be doing, and all the White House would be doing 98.7% of the time is responding to lawsuits, because everybody would be suing him from everything under the sun. So they were actually, our founding fathers in writing the Constitution were actually brilliant in putting that process in, saying any criminal prosecutions are going to have to be put on hold under seal. I think even in Bill Clinton was the last one, they put it under seal or something on that, and they dealt with the whole Lewinsky thing and the legal part of it after he was out of office, and he settled it, lost his law license over that, pled guilty to, I don't know, whatever of that. But that happened after he was president, and they did impeach him, but they didn't remove him from office over that. But it is a brilliant deal, and that's what I mean. I don't care what it is. I mean, we should know anything our public officials are doing, and then let the appropriate action take place, because if anybody's censoring it, then they could be doing nefarious stuff and we're not knowing about it. And again,
I thought we were talking about regular censorship, not of the president.
Well, any kind of
I don't think they're censoring him. They removed him because they don't like him.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what pretty much the definition of censorship is.
I thought that's when they remove the post, not the actual person.
Well, anything. If they block our content, or they, like when they take us off of YouTube, that was censoring our program for whatever we're violating their standards or whatever. But that's actually the definition of that is censorship, when they're censoring your content. Or if you bleep out a bad word out of a video, that's censoring that particular word. It's just removing. Censorship is basically the definition of it. It's just removing content.
Okay.
So, but anyway, that's there you have the latest on Donald Trump, his latest video, which came out about 19 minutes ago, if the Twitter machine is right. Pretty conciliatory speech, condemned those who breached through the Capitol and into the steps, and said they would be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. He said there will be a peaceful transition of the presidency come January 20th at noon on 2021. And he said to his supporters, we have just, I only wanted to point out what was going on, and we've only begun to fight on the part of that, even though he didn't exactly say that, but what I got, even though I may not be president, I'm still going to be in the fight to do what's right for the USA. So that's it. We'll talk more about this. We'll have James Patrick Riley hopefully on. He was in Washington, D.C. at the Capitol building, in there with the Trump rally and when all the stuff went down. So it'd be interesting to get that perspective as somebody that was live on the scene and what they saw on that versus, you can look at, and we all looked at a lot, millions and hundreds of tens of millions or hundreds of millions of us looked at what's the little blips on the that, or watched a lot of it like I did. But it's a whole different perspective, like anything else, to see the live. If you're sitting there live, you get a whole different perspective. So hopefully on when we start, or in the 5 to 6 hour when we come on live at 5 on IE Newswire, on Twitch, Facebook, and
on YouTube.
And at 5:30 we join into KMET, the Mighty Met 1490. So until our next broadcast, which will be fairly quick,
we'll see you at 5. Right?